But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we?
Sir, just what are we facing here?
A relic of the old world. Ready your men, Captain. We will only get one chance. And remember,
Hi, Kenzie. Good morning.
Call for help. Do not attack.
Think we can push the quality up, or do you think my internet is gonna give out? We'll try 1440. Ooh, it looks so much better. Try 1440. Oh, it looks so much better.
The whispers. What do you think he was on about?
It's Dorman, right?
They have a full trailer, dude. This is cool.
Shut your damn mouth. Ugh, why do I always get stuck with these rookies?
Hey, the kid's got a mean cleave. Give him a chance.
Quiet.
He's got a main cleave. Get him a chance. It's a cool looking arrow. Oh, get stinkied. One tapped. Ooh.
Sullen!
It's me the moment I step outside in the sun. Just charred to a crisp.
A mean cleave, eh, Captain? Rookie can't even lift his own sword.
Bro can't even
Captain
lift a
Oren?
sword. What a loser.
Captain? It's here. Rain! Send the signal!
What the fuck?
Oh. Oh, what the fuck?
On my back, Rookie! Blade up!
Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, we got the dogs out.
It's a man.
No foot fetish here.
It's not.
Cool. Oh, you're done, dude. Pack it up.
Run.
That's very like Diablo 2. It's cool. Very cool. Do you really think that's gonna work? Ooh.
Captain. Captain.
Bro gave him that mean cleave. Holy. Oh, he's got the rune crafts. If you know, you know.
Stop! Humanity isn't ready.
Got my hairline.
On your feet, lad.
Sir. The captain.
You'll be fine. Here.
This guy doesn't seem trustworthy at all. Oh yeah, he's not trustworthy at all.
What is it?
Oh, good heavens. That's... Oh, God.
Get the body.
Stop.
Never trust someone with that hairline.
It can still be contained. You don't know what you have on
Your kind no longer control this world.
Damn.
We cannot destroy your body, it's true. But you will watch as we destroy everything you have built. Bind him! Feed.
Just turn him into a meatball, bro.
Child. I'll make sure you can eat your fill.
Oh, maybe not so much a meatball. A meat pile, perhaps. This is the path of Exile 2 reveal. This is the big reveal stream that they just did. Very cool. Okay. I did not expect them to have a cinematic.
I'm Jonathan
That was
Rogers,
neat.
game director on Path of Exile 2. Now, Path of Exile 2 is going into early access in around 2 weeks on December the 6th. But even though it's
Boy's
early
loud.
access, this isn't just some small taste. The game is huge. In this live stream, we're going to be introducing everything you can expect. So without further ado, let's roll the gameplay trailer.
Oh, and we get a gameplay trailer. Bam! They're kind of cooking. Grim Dawn V2.
But impermanent.
Oh, what the hell?
Life and death are mortal enemies, and yet bound to one another.
Ooh. Dude, that's some Scorn type shit.
Must be protected at all costs.
Ooh, what the? It's like Aztec meets Scorn.
My methods are brutal.
High season.
To this, I say, there can be no salvation.
Dude, this is what Diablo 4 should have been.
sacrifice.
How dark this game is seems really cool. I really like the dark vibe. Reminds me of old like Diablo 2. Ew, not the spiders. Damn. This shit looks good, man. Tell me you're gonna make that a little bit more simple for people like me, please. There's a hot demon class. That's cool. What the? Bro, she just hit him with the Zawarudo.
Faced with the end.
Holy hell.
Do what I must.
Wait, I might play that class. I didn't know we were freezing time out here. That's sick. Thank you for the reply. Of course, Kenzie. I got your back, girl. Whoa, dude, that class looks so cool. You like turn into a succubus. This shit is dope. Those bosses look insane.
Those who obsess with death,
Elden Ring? Look at all those hands.
let them soon be acquainted with it.
Oh, we got Elden Ring bosses in this bitch.
Now, as you just saw, even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big game. It's actually been 5 years since we announced PoE 2, and over that time we've revealed a lot, but it's been in bits and pieces. It's pretty hard to keep track of it all, so
Yeah.
today we're going to do a full rundown
Agreed.
of all the content that will be available at the start of early access. Classes, character progression systems, and for the first time, a full overview of the end game. This is going to be a big one. So
I've
get
never
comfy.
even beat the campaign of Path of Exile.
20 years, Rayclass
I
has
think
been
I've maybe
free
got
from
not
any
even
sources of
halfway.
corruption. But the Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power, intends to harness
Damn,
it
he's
once
got the
more.
goth girlfriend.
The dead are rising. Monsters are mutating.
kinda winning.
And madness is spreading. Under the dark influence of corruption, the Count doles out sentences of death to any who would question him.
That's the character creator, right? You pick your character and then all the other like classes get hung. That's a pretty cool concept.
And this is where you find yourself at the start of PoE 2.
This game looks
Explore
really
the dark
good.
forests of Ogham. Traverse the barren plains of the Vasteri Desert.
Yeah, it's
and
Diablo.
delve into
It's
the
very
jungle ruins of
heavily like
Exile,
modeled after
an ancient
Diablo
Vaal
2.
city.
Inspired by.
There are challenging monsters, hidden runes, lost camps and treasures, roaming merchants, and of course, unique bosses. No two areas are the same. It falls to
The
you
bosses
to track
look
down the seed of
crazy.
corruption, the source of all this devastation. On the way, you'll face fearsome monsters, meet
Furries.
strange characters, forge unlikely
Balding
bonds,
men.
and uncover lost civilizations.
Titties! Whoa, 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 whoa,
But first,
whoa,
you'll need to pick a
whoa,
class.
whoa. Look away, chat.
Now, early access
Don't
will
look at
initially have
that.
6 classes available. Let's have a look at them.
6 classes, okay.
The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum.
Monk looks cool,
Like
man.
all classes in PoE 2, you'll want to use a wide variety of skills to mix and match different combos.
Monk does be looking sick.
To get new skills,
I feel
you'll
like
first
every
need to
class
find
looks
skill
really
gems.
good in this game.
Using a skill gem will open the gem cutting menu, which shows all the active skills available in PoE 2.
What?
You can choose an existing skill to level up, or choose to engrave a new one.
Wait, what?
Since this is a level 7 skill gem, even if you pick a new skill, it will immediately be level 7. So there's no harm in trying out something new.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
monk primarily uses the quarterstaff. There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice, and wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one. The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all 3.
Dude, the particle effects and
Let's
stuff
try
go
killing Palm.
crazy.
Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation. If there's an enemy on low life, you can use Killing Palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge. Then we can use a different skill to consume that power charge for a much more devastating attack. The monk also...
One thing I'll say, though, is my gripe with Path of Exile 1 still seems like it's here. And something that I feel like Diablo does do better is the ragdolls. Like, the ragdolls in Diablo, even if you hate Diablo 4, the ragdolls are, like, really, really technically impressive. You know, you slam the ground and, like, there's just bits and pieces flying everywhere. Intestines, heads, arms, legs. This game, it looks like it has the canned, like, death animations from Diablo 2. Like, it doesn't seem like it has a ragdoll system. But the
has
particle
powerful
effects look
combo
great.
skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant resonating bell. Hitting the bell causes it to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it.
Oh,
You
that's
can also do
neat.
things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strikes.
Ooh, okay.
The monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff. If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use
He's
staggering
taking a
palm
lot
to
of
punch them
damage.
down.
Is this going to be like a
After
really
that,
hard
any attack
game?
you do will shoot out wind projectiles.
He's kind of getting owned in all of this gameplay.
There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves, so this just scratches the surface of the
Holy
options that you have.
shit! What the
In-game, you'll
hell?
be dashing from
Bro,
attack
it's the
to
fucking
attack,
Avatar.
spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks.
Yeah,
Now,
that
if you
looks
like a style
super
of melee
cool.
that's a little slower but hits much harder, then the warrior is for you.
Yeah, this is
He
probably
pounds
what
the
we'll
ground
play.
with big chunky attacks and can shrug off the hits.
If
of
there's a
small
big
enemies with large
sword,
amounts
this is
of
what
armor.
we'll play for sure.
Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control. Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go, and if you find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time.
That's cool.
Among the skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills.
Wait. Mace, axe, crossbow, sword, spear, bow, quarterstaff, dagger, elemental, occult, primal, and flail. I mean, they have sword. I don't see big sword. Same with like axe. I don't see big axe. So I don't know if they're gonna have big sword or not. Bro's still on. I'm gonna go to school when I get back. I'm gonna join. So have a nice stream. Thanks for stopping by, Munchie. Have a good one, dude. No, I'm not still on. I went to sleep. Yeah, I've only been live for 15 minutes. Yeah, no, that would be crazy. I'm way too old to be doing 24-hour streams, brother. I was so tired. I don't even like remember laying down after that 12-hour stream I just did. I was dead. Yeah, I went to sleep. Good morning, Jal.
Here, I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire. Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt with lava. I
Okay.
can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage.
Oh, that's pretty
Warrior
cool.
can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill. Seismic Cry, for example, will double any slams from your next attack. The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness.
Oh.
If you want to go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield.
No.
In
That's for
PoE 2, you can
pussies.
raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front, even spells.
Oh, that's really
While
cool.
holding up your shield,
Actual
your stun meter will
blocking
build as you
mechanic?
take damage, so be careful.
Oh,
If
okay.
it reaches 100%, your stance will break and you will be vulnerable.
It's like Super Smash Bros. Then.
Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash. If you see one of these coming, make sure
What
to
the
dodge
fuck?
out of the way.
Yo, we got Souls-like elements.
Using a shield also gives you access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun.
Whoa. Whoa.
While charging, you're also blocking the whole
That
time,
was
so you have full damage
sick.
immunity from the front.
Bro, did you see that? He made the wall and then he used a slam skill and it destroyed the wall and shot out all the rock pieces. That's like Avatar fucking earthbending stuff.
Gives you
That
access
was
to
sick.
shield skills like shield charge.
What the hell?
Which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun them.
Oh, that's
While
so
charging, you're also
cool.
blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front. The warrior also has access to totems. Some totems have built-in abilities like shockwave totem.
This is
which can
what
be
I
placed to
played in
stun melee
PoE 1.
enemies and trigger aftershocks like those from the earthquake. But you
I
can
use
also
that in
get
PoE
ancestral
1.
warrior totems, which allow you to use any slam skill in your repertoire. This is a meta skill, which means that it's a skill you can put other skills into. I can take a slam like Sunder and socket it into my ancestral warrior totem. Now when I summon him, he'll sit there and slam the monsters from a distance.
Cool.
There are 20 active skills for maces, so there's a lot more to try out. But by endgame, you're going to be dropping hammers from the sky, leaping fearlessly into combat, and separating the very earth you stand on.
Okay, so it's only maces for this class. No sword at all. Interesting. A
Time
warrior
for
with
some
no
ranged
sword.
attacks. The ranger
Wonder
is
what uses the
primarily
sword
about the
then.
bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well. In PoE 2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the
Yeah,
ranger
this is
has that allow you
awesome.
to jump around, you'll have a lot of mobility.
It like
and
turns it
combat.
into a twin stick shooter instead of like an
Bow
isometric
skills have a variety of lightning,
ARPG. It's
poison,
really cool.
ice, and physical attacks. Lightning attacks bounce around between targets. You can also stick
Ooh.
lightning arrows in the ground which explode when hit by the bouncers.
Is that a
or
monkey?
electrocute enemies to take them out of combat.
Monkey?
Ice attacks allow you to slow and freeze enemies to keep them away from you. Using poison
Looks
not
pretty
only can you
cool.
slowly damage your enemies from afar, but also grow some interesting plants. With 21 bow skills and all the mobility and combo tools the ranger has, you can take advantage of every situation.
So each class can only use
In-game,
one
you'll be
weapon
creating
type, it
hundreds
seems
of
like,
arrows,
maybe?
Be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or spraying out of tornadoes.
What the hell is happening on
You
the
might have noticed
screen?
in the bottom left of the screen that the flask
What
slots look
was
a little
that?
different. In PoE 2, you have one dedicated life flask slot and one mana flask slot. Flasks gain charges as you kill enemies, and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full.
Yeah, it's looking really
But that's
good.
not the only thing you can use charges for. Charms are a new item type that will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage types. Having trouble with getting frozen? Equip a thawing charm. When it's fully charged, it will make you immune to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge
Oh.
them, just kill more monsters.
That's kind of neat.
You can
Little
gain more slots for
passives.
charms by upgrading your belt.
Okay.
The mercenary wields a crossbow.
Dude,
that can be
this
loaded
class
with
looks
different
really
ammo
cool.
types, offering versatility, power, and mobility.
It's just like,
All
what if I
classes
had
in
a
Path of
gun?
Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD, which makes this class play exactly like a shooter. For the crossbow, you will find skills that
Dude,
look like
the
shotguns,
particle effects go
sniper rifles,
crazy.
assault rifles, and even grenade launchers. But not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too. It's
My
very fast to switch
God.
between ammo types, as long as you
Ooh.
already have them loaded.
Bro,
Makes
there's
the
a
mercenary able to
railgun?
combo abilities together
Oh,
for
I might do
devastating
that.
effect.
That looks cool. There's a fucking railgun
Use
ability.
glacial bolt to create walls of ice to separate enemies, then switch to fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage.
Oh, you shoot the
If I
ice
come
chunks
across an
into
armored
them.
enemy, I could use armor-piercing rounds to break their armor, and then high-velocity rounds to take them down. Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison
Oh
enemies
my
before detonating the cloud with
God.
an explosive shot for massive damage.
Oh my god, dude, this looks so sick. Can't wait to play the game like as a twin stick shooter. Yeah, moving and shooting at the same time is such a really cool change. That's a major W. Graphics card has been disconnected. Let's hope not. How long do I plan on streaming today? Is it just for the reveal? So this stream is just gonna be the reveal. Yeah, this stream is just gonna be me taking a look at this reveal. But we will be playing Stalker 2 a lot today as well. So I'll be going live later. Probably gonna try and get a little bit more sleep because I think I only slept like 4 hours or something like that, like 3.5, 4 hours. Gonna try and get a little bit more sleep after this, and if I can't, I'll just go live again with Stalker 2. But I'm gonna at least try and get some more sleep. But we will be playing a lot of Stalker 2 today.
If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon artillery ballistas. These have a minimum range, so you'll want to prepare your position carefully before moving in.
Okay.
There are 22 active
This
skills
class
for
looks
crossbows.
cool, man.
By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as you litter the
Holy
battlefield with grenades and hit your
shit.
enemies with your automatic shotgun.
Dude,
If you're
this
looking to
looks
take a backseat and let your
insane.
minions do the work, then the witch should be your choice.
Oh, Necro?
She can call forth hordes of undead monsters to fight for her while casting powerful chaos spells that debilitate her enemies.
Okay.
Cult skills are some of the most varied in the game, with skeletons,
frame rate is
noxious
struggling.
spells, specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic.
Is that their stream
Before
or
we
my
talk about
stream?
minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in
Oh,
Path
it
of
was their
Exile 2
stream,
called
okay.
Spirit. This is a spirit gem, which allows you to pick from a range of persistent skills. All classes have a variety of these skills which can add some very interesting effects, like Arctic Armor, which does cold damage to enemies that hit you, or Raging Spirits, which summon fiery skulls each time you cast a fire spell.
That's
For the
cool.
Witch, though, we'll want to be using our Spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time.
Oh, that's a
Here, I'm
nice
using the
quality
skill
of life
screen
thing.
to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap but weak, useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to
This
unsummon
is
some warriors
neat.
and instead add skeletal arsonists. Permanent minions come with special active abilities called command skills. You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect. If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter. This new weapon type is imbued with even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends. And if you
Even
want an
more
even bigger army than that,
friends.
you can take advantage of corpses to summon
Zombies.
true hordes of minions.
Oh,
What can a witch do
good.
while her army is at work? Well, she has a range
I
of
love the
chaos
little
spells to spread
yellow
disease amongst your
minions.
enemies, or
Banana.
bone skills to impale them. Or, you know, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down.
This
There are
is not my
25
type of
cult
class.
skills.
I don't
By
really
endgame,
like
you'll be the
minion
leader
shit,
of a fearsome army of the dead,
but
consuming everything in its
I know a lot of people do, and this looks pretty cool.
The sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation.
This class
on her
looks
foes.
crazy.
This
What the
classic
fuck?
spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar.
Jesus.
The
This class looks
skills have
OP.
everything you might expect and more. Fireballs, icy explosions, lightning storms, you get the idea. Each spell is unique and has many different ways to build and combo.
Is this
with
class
others,
not
even between
OP?
different
What the
elements.
fuck?
For example, Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that pass through it. If you place a wall and fire lightning sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage.
You mean you mean it just natively does what Diablo 4 you have to get the good legendary in order to do? Wow, that's crazy, bro. What a concept. Oh my god. They're kind of cooking Diablo right now, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this looks really good.
It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with bonuses to lightning skills can really power up a combo like this. The sorceress can also
'cause
take
you can
advantage
swap
of
with
powerful
them.
trigger gems. For example, you could grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm. As you ignite enemies,
that do?
the counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast to the enemy that was ignited.
Is it free?
There are 25 active elemental skills.
Oh.
By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right as you rain down elemental storms on your foes.
Dude, this class looks OP.
Now, those are the characters that will be available at the start of early access, but we will be adding 6 more character classes.
Oh, not the
with just as many
spiders,
skills and
man.
options as these. There's a lot more to come. There's one more important thing to mention about skills. Even though we talk about them as belong to each class, in reality, there are no restrictions. You can use all these skills on any class so long as you have the attributes.
Oh.
For example, a poison ranger might want to try out using occult curses to increase her poison damage. Or a monk might want to trigger elemental ice walls to use with his glacial cascade combo. The possibilities for cross-class combos are practically unlimited.
Wait, there's gonna
We're
be some
looking forward to what kind of
crazy
things
shit
guys
you
might
can do
find.
then.
Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible yet.
Oh, that's crazy. The monk's
So let's talk
bell
about
with the
support
machine
gems.
gun. Oh my god.
Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between.
Oh, thank god it recommends
For
shit.
example, this is a multiple projectile
Thank
support
God.
gem and can be used to
Help
add multiple
me.
projectiles to any skill.
Help me.
Normally, when you fire a grenade, it'll look like this. But if we add
Okay.
multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them.
Okay.
Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills on your character. If you want to have a multi-shot sniper rifle instead,
Can agree that
then
I'm a
simply move the
nerd.
gem over to your
Of course,
high-velocity round skill.
I've been making
Generally
huge
speaking-
nerd reacts content for fucking like a decade, dude. Yeah, it's been like a fucking decade, man, since like 2015, I think. We're approaching it.
If it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's a good idea to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage. Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good
Nicholas, I could have permabanned you a million times. I don't permaban you so I can keep farming you. Do you not understand that? I thought it was pretty simple. The whole reason we just time you out for, you know, a set amount of time is so you come back. And we want you to come back, man. We farm you that way. I mean, yeah, it's so easy. Appreciate you, though.
But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of
I'm
supports that
in
will
your
work with your skill.
balls.
There are hundreds of support gems to choose from, and even we don't know the
Damn.
results of all the possible ways these can interact.
Holy hell.
Each skill can have up to 5 supports socketed into it, and if you're clever, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas.
What?
Now, all of this is just scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground.
The hell?
Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide.
Yep, that's what I'll do.
Speaking of builds, let's talk about one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
most iconic Path of Exile systems, the passive skill tree.
This is why I
Yes,
quit
it's
the
huge.
game.
There are over 1,500 nodes on there.
Jesus
Now, a lot of
Christ.
people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first.
Nah.
But try not to be scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple. Each level, you get 1
Are you
point
sure
to put
about
into the
that?
tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do
Okay.
happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
Oh, W. Man.
Now, the tree is generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes.
That is such
In
a
each
good
cluster,
change.
you'll
Like,
find
for
small-
me, the biggest reason I didn't get into PoE was because, one, yes, the skill tree is, like, just insane. It's massive. But also, like, the fact that the respecs were so restrictive made it really scary to, like, put a wrong point in. Like, what I had a moment where I was making my character, I had some gear and stuff, and I accidentally like undid a node that gave me some dex because I didn't think I would need it. But all my gear used the dex, and then I suddenly couldn't use any of my stuff. Yeah, it was really bad. So then, like, I would have loved to just been able to, you know, refund again. So this is really, really good. This is probably one of the biggest reasons that people don't play PoE. Is because they're just afraid of the skill tree, and they're afraid because they can't respec. If you can respec, I don't think the skill tree is like that bad. So that's nice to see.
Small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from
Oh,
notables.
Giovanni, thanks for subbing, dude. Appreciate you.
Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not
You get push my lives in content all the time. You hate it. Well, something you can do then is you can click the dots in the top right of your screen, and then you can scroll down, and it should say "Don't recommend channel," and then you should never see my content again. And you can do that with any content creator. And that should fix your problem. I don't know if you already left or something, but that should fix your problem if you have that issue.
consume a bolt. And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time.
Oh, that's cool.
This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree. In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways. Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need.
Okay,
you can change
that's
which attribute
nice.
these nodes give you for half price at the respec vendor. In addition to notables, you will also find even larger.
I think that's
passes.
new. I'm pretty sure that's new because I'm pretty sure before it would be like just a set skill. It was like, this is +5 to dex, this is +5 to strength. So that's really cool. You can actually pick. I'm pretty sure that's new.
It's called keystones. Keystones have both an upside and a downside, and often require changing your entire build to design around them. A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield 2-hand weapons in a single hand, but doubles the attribute requirements of them. You can use a 2-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them.
That's cool.
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen. Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you
What a
earlier on the
name, dude.
Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree.
I've seen
For the
this. This
Sorceress,
is
you might
really
want to change
cool.
between fire and lightning specialization.
You can have a different staff for each
Or
one.
you
That's
could
so
switch
cool.
between one-hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace. Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage. If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system.
Yeah, no, that's neat.
You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too.
At the map?
On the map, you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find.
Oh.
Some of them have permanent character boosts, and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find. For example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent
Damn, that
increase
did
to
a
fire
lot of damage.
resistance. One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of spirit. The permanent buffs you gain from spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them, so make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act. Now we haven't even talked about the most important element.
There were some Russian people. I assume they were Russian. I don't know. I'll be honest. You could line me up 100 Russians and 100 Ukrainians, and I would probably get them all wrong. I don't know how the hell to tell the difference. All us white people look goddamn same. So I have no idea, but there were some people speaking some Slavic language and having Slavic names. Yeah. But for the most part, it was pretty cool. I mean, I think I got called racist a couple times. Got called racist because I only allow English. I think that was about it, though.
Of character progression, items. That's why we're all here, right? Items in Path of Exile can be broken down into 4 rarity groups: normal, magic, rare, and unique. One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the campaign is upgrade the items you find, and you can do that with currency items. An Orb of Transmutation will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a magic
I think
item
this
with
is
1 mod.
This seems like
then
the
apply
same.
an Orb of Augmentation to add a 2nd mod, then use a Regal Orb to add a 3rd mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods.
Wow.
One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile 1, so that you can
Cool.
use them throughout your campaign playthrough.
Very
We
cool.
want you to find things on the ground that can be crafted into upgrades much more frequently.
Okay.
As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted gear at the magic item vendor. If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to Regal Orbs. Another important area of crafting items in PoE 2 is sockets. Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more
Thanks,
mods to the
Samuel.
item.
Take care,
If I
dude.
insert this
Appreciate you
glacial
stopping by.
rune into my helmet, it will give extra cold resistance.
It's like a
This
class
is a great way to
perk.
solve problems that you have with your build, like
True
resistances or
and
damage.
real, brother.
If you find socketed items that you don't have a use for, you can take them to the salvage bench in town
Well
to work towards
said.
an artificer's orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing items.
I always forget about that.
Body armors and two-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and
You
one-hand
think that
weapons don't.
constitutes like maybe it's a trait? Is that a buff or a nerf? An innate buff or an innate nerf? As a white dude, we're just racist. I don't know, man. Some people might see it as a buff. Some might see it as a nerf, I guess. Or
Only have one
debuff.
socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones. These will allow you to increase the quality of your items for an up to 20% boost. If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold can be used to buy items from vendors, and we've tried to do a lot to make sure that the items they have for sale are actually useful. Every time
Okay.
you level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often. Other vendors offer a gamble. Pay a flat amount of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type. This could be a great way to improve your gear, if you're lucky. Gold is also used to respec your passive skills. Take advantage of the system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required.
Yeah, that's a great change, dude.
The other thing
So
you might want
good.
to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market, in exchange for a small gold fee. Now, all items in Path of Exile are freely tradable. We never bind anything to your character, except gold.
This is amazing. By the way, this is amazing. And the reason why this is amazing is because right now, probably one of the biggest things about Path of Exile is you have to use like a million other websites in order to play the game. Like if you want to trade with people, you need like more of this currency or you need this item or something like that. You have to go to the third party website in order to do it. It's terrible. It's absolutely awful. Same thing if you like need a loot filter. You gotta go to the Path of Exile website for that. Like I think that is terrible design. Every single thing that you need to do should be in the game. Nobody should have to go on a website or something like that. It's so dumb. So this is great that they are actually putting the trading in the game. Crazy concept.
Now, most gear in Path of Exile 2 is randomly generated, but there's another type that isn't. Uniques. They are especially rare, each with a handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically change a character's build. They're not just better rare items, they can do much stranger things that can fundamentally change your character. Corpse Wade will make any corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison.
That's neat.
The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink, morphing you into sand as you teleport past your foes.
Cool.
And of course, some uniques are just pure hits of dopamine, like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed. Each unique is something that you can build your character around. We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential use at endgame.
Damn, he's drippy. Look at them dogs
as you can
out.
see, every single unique item comes with custom art.
Boobs.
To match.
I mean, I couldn't
last
even think of
character creation
anything.
system that you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials, tests that you must complete
Ascension.
to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes, but at the start of Early Access, only 2 per class will be available.
Okay.
Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character. As a sorceress, you could become a Stormweaver, a master of the elements.
This looks
Tempest Caller causes
crazy.
elemental storms to be summoned each time you do a critical hit with a spell.
This looks insane.
With Strike twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage. And going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock.
You should watch Offending Everyone. Jesus, that's a name, man. Video on race classes. He gives all the races buffs, debuffs. Strengths and weaknesses. That sounds like something I probably couldn't watch on stream. Sounds interesting though.
Make a shock build from any skill. Alternatively, you could become a chronomancer and command time itself.
Yeah, this seemed
She
cool.
literally has the ability to stop time with time freeze. Not only that, but she has many
Zawarudo.
other time manipulation abilities. Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was. Or with Time Snap, she
Tracer.
can reset all her cooldowns.
Fucking
and
rewind.
cast all her spells again. On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan. The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power. Using Answered Call, you
Monkey?
can summon ancestral spirits linked to
Is that a
each of
fucking
your
monkey?
tokens. With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks.
That's cool.
Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries. Let all that anger out. The Titan
pretty
class
neat.
is all about hitting big.
Oh, this might be
With
me.
Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease.
Like a small thing that people that like don't make videos or something, they may not realize like how small it is, but it's something that's so good about this reveal is whenever he talks about something, it happens in the gameplay. Like when he talks about there's a chance for an aftershock, right? 20% chance for slam skills to cause an aftershock. Like right after he gets done saying that, there's an aftershock after a slam. Like that, this must have taken so long to edit because it's an hour and 20-minute video, dude. And it's been doing that the whole video. Like shit like that it just shows a real like care for detail and stuff.
Every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease. With Surprising Strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage.
Oh my
As a
god,
ranger, you
she's
might choose to be a
fucking
Jedi.
bleeding
Expert
or
markswoman
burning
who can take down
alive.
foes with style.
Dear god.
Endless munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile.
What? That seems OP.
With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack. But be careful, she loses them when getting hit.
Hi
With
Levi,
Eagle
good
Eye,
morning.
she will
Yeah,
never
it's
miss,
very
allowing you to stop
professional,
wasting
very
all those
well
passive
done.
points on accuracy.
It bodes well for the
Alternatively,
game.
You could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison. She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage. A
Interesting.
bleeding concoction will make
She's
your
just
enemies
throwing
bleed,
blood at
while a
people.
fulminating one can shock your enemies, allowing you to do extra
Ugh.
damage.
It's
Contagious
a Diablo
contamination
4
allows her to
knockoff.
spread poisons
True
between her
and
foes,
real,
while
brother.
overwhelming
So
toxicity
true.
doubles the number of stacks they can be infected by.
I
Running
also
Assault
didn't pass
allows her to
second
move much
grid.
more quickly while firing,
So
while
relatable.
Relentless Pursuit makes her totally immune to being slowed by enemies. The Witch can ascend into the Infernalist or the Blood Mage. As an Infernalist, she can summon a loyal Hellhound companion. The Hellhound sets enemies
That's
on fire,
cool.
as well as taking a percentage of the damage if the Infernalist gets hit.
You just get a dog.
With Pyromantic Pact, you can turn your mana into Infernal Flame. As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage. Using Bringer of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your Infernal Flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies.
We're taking a look at the
She
Path
can
of
also
Exile
transform
2.
into a literal demon.
Yeah, that looks
While
cool.
in demon form, she takes an increasing amount of damage, but her cast speed and damage increase rapidly as well.
This
So
looks
if you're planning
sick.
on transforming into a demon, make sure you stack a lot of life recovery.
And she's hot.
She can also become a blood mage, a master of life and energy. All blood mages must pay the price
Ciao.
of making skills cost life as well as mana. But in exchange, every monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life.
This is neat,
With
dude.
Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life.
Maybe I just didn't get far enough in PoE 1, but I really felt like once I went through all of those like labyrinth things and I got my ascendancy for my class, I'll be honest, like it didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. Like I played a warrior and I used like a lot of totems, so I went with the totem one. I don't know, it didn't really like seem that cool. But this seems like way cooler. Like there was nothing that was like, I turn into a totem, you know? Like this bitch turns into a fucking demon once you level this up. Like that is so cool. And like a lot of these are giving you brand new skills and stuff. I think this is really cool. This seems much more interesting than what I played of Path of Exile. Now, to be fair, I didn't play a ton of Path of Exile. I didn't even get through the entire campaign. I've tried several times, but the game is just very, very complicated. So, but from what I played, this seems way more interesting to me. Yeah, Harbinger, it's not just the one stream. I've only been streaming 48 minutes. I did finish stream and go to bed. But yeah, I have been streaming a lot over the past couple days. Yeah, it changes up your playstyle like pretty massively, it seems like, which is really cool. I think that's what it should do when you get something called an ascendancy, right? It should be like a I don't know, some type of like specialization.
And with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back as well. Once you've got a significant amount of life, you can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage. A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an invoker. With
The
elemental
Avatar.
expression, the invoker will create waves of elemental power each time he does a critical strike. With faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double
the
your
hell?
energy shield. Choose between I am the blizzard or I am the thunder to specialize in cold or lightning. And I shall rage will allow you to turn into
Lightning's
an
way
unbound avatar.
cooler.
Each time you apply a status ailment to an
Okay.
enemy,
Sorry.
you gain Unbound Fury. When you have enough, transform into an avatar to deal way more damage and inflict
Wait.
even more elemental ailments.
I was joking with the avatar thing.
Some
What the
monks
fuck?
choose to reach into the darkness
Wait,
instead.
let me see the avatar thing.
Each
It
time
literally
you apply
turns
a
into the
status
avatar.
ailment to an enemy, you gain Unbound Fury. When you have enough, transform into an avatar to deal way more damage and inflict even more elemental ailments.
Bro, he's got all the
Some monks choose
elements.
to reach into the darkness instead. The Acolyte of Chayula can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be
Ooh.
utilized to both absorb and deal damage. The Shroud
I didn't
of
see that
Darkness will
coming.
protect you from all damage incoming, but if you take Grasp of the Void, you will deal extra chaos damage from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact offers
dark
greatly
monk.
increased resistances to chaos damage and can allow their mana leech to not only happen instantly, but apply to their energy shield as well. Another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons.
What the hell?
There you will see the Flames of Chayula that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage.
Huh?
The Mercenary has a job to do, but which job suits you? You might choose to become a Witch Hunter.
Dude, Mercenary looks
Obsessive
crazy.
Rituals will give you a sorcery ward, allowing you to
class looks
defend yourself
insane.
against elemental hits in exchange for less defense against attacks. With Zealous Inquisition, your enemies have a 10% chance to explode on death. The chance is doubled against demons and undead.
That's cool.
With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your initial hit against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky.
Oh
This is great
my
for hunting powerful
god.
bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do. You could also choose to become a Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh.
What?
Integrated Efficiency will give you extra skill slots. Thermatological Infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you sock up more and more support
Okay,
gems.
so this is just better.
Adaptive Capability allows you to use any color of gem without worrying about attributes, while Crystalline Potential adds extra quality bonuses to every gem socket.
So
into
this
your
one's
hand.
just better. Got it.
So those are the Ascendancy classes for the start of early access.
Holy
But
shit,
one thing we haven't
dude.
talked about yet is how you ascend in the first place. Ascension in Path of Exile 2 requires
He just shot,
completion
like,
of one of
20
the great
grenades.
trials, which you'll find as you progress through the campaign. Each one is associated with one of the major cultures of Rayclast. Located in the Vasteri Plains are the Maraketh, a culture of rich tales and brutal traditions, who must do whatever it takes to survive in the
I've
desert.
not played Squad on stream.
The highest position in Maraketh culture is a Sekima, and it is not a title given freely. All
I did figure out the glitch. So essentially the glitch was like just that there was no marker for the objective. So I just had to look it up, and since I'm further in Soccer 2 than like 99% of people, it was very difficult to find. but I managed to find like one dude's little video about like where to go, and so I went there and it completed it. So yeah, that was a pretty big bug though. The fact that there's no like quest marker was pretty big.
Must complete the trial of the Sekimers, a grueling gauntlet.
Yeah, this looks really cool. It's crazy it's coming out in like 2 weeks.
Enter, a warrior of the Marraketh must prove their worth by trapping the soul of a djinn in a coin, and you are no different.
Yeah, the graphics are insane. Speaking of the graphics, how is the stream look? This is my first reaction stream in this format. They look fine. I want to make sure it's good for the video game awards in a couple weeks.
Each room has its own challenges to overcome. In this room, each rare monster you kill will send its blood to the chalice in the center of the room.
Since obviously I'll be streaming that.
You will be able to proceed. While fighting monsters in the trial, you will need to be very careful. Each hit will not only hurt you, but will damage your honor. The monsters are well telegraphed, so that you can avoid their attacks, but if you run out of honor, you will fail the trial and need to find another coin in order to try again. It is a good idea to make sure that you are well prepared before challenging the trial of the Sekimers.
This looks way better than the previous
After
Ascendancy
each room,
trials.
you will be rewarded.
They were
In this case, you have been
terrible.
given a key that can be used to unlock chests later in the trial. Once you have claimed your reward, you will be shown a map of the rest of the floor and may choose how you wish to proceed.
What the fuck?
Which
It's like a
challenges would you like
roguelike.
to face, and which rewards do you want
Wait,
to
it's
claim?
literally like a roguelike.
Some rooms are more dangerous, afflicting you with debuffs that will persist for the entire trial.
This
For
is...
example, entering this room will afflict you with spiked shell that will cause all monsters in the rest of the trial to have 50% increased life.
This is so much
You'll
better
want to
than
take care if
previously.
you choose such a path.
Previously, their Ascendancy trials was like go through this labyrinth, and it was just like a bunch of like spikes and like spinning blades and stuff, and you just had to like slowly walk through it to avoid them. Or you could do what everybody did, which is just build a bunch of life, and then you could just run through all of the traps, and it didn't matter. So you just ran through all of the traps to the very end. This is like a full-on, like you're fighting, there's buffs, there's debuffs, there's loot, there's like unique modifiers you have to choose. This looks way better.
There are many different challenges and rewards as you journey through the trial. Deadly traps, waves of monsters, and strange artifacts will test your honor. As you progress, you'll be able to gain boons from the djinn, which will help you on your journey. For example, the Sekimer's cloak will revive you once if you die, giving you a second shot at a run. One of the rewards
is
you may
very
find
cool.
is sacred water, an extremely valuable and treasured resource to the djinn and the Marraketh. Trading it with the djinn will allow you to receive many benefits. You can recover honor, gain additional boons, or remove afflictions. At the end of the floor, you'll find a powerful boss which will truly test your limitations. In order to ascend, you will need to defeat him.
So do you only have to do one Ascendancy? Because they said there's like one for each area. But maybe you just get an Ascendancy
Having
point.
defeated the boss, you've earned the right to ascend. But first, the loot. The keys you have found may be used to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor. We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these small chests. If you want to open the better ones, you'll need silver or gold keys. Let's use the Altar of Ascendancy. Your first ascension will allow you to pick your class and grant you 2 points to use in the tree. Now there are more floors and many more rewards that can be found within the Trial of the Sekimers, but we'll save that for the section on the endgame. For now, let's talk about the second Ascendancy trial, the Trial of Chaos. In Path of Exile 2, you can choose whichever trial you like to earn your ascension. Each culture on
that's
Rayclast have
cool.
their own methods to ascend. If the Trial of the Sekimers is not your kind of playstyle, or you're finding it too difficult, you could try another. You can
Oh, so
gain
maybe
all
they'll
your
have the
ascension points from
lame,
just one,
the
or mix
lame
and match them.
traps
It's up
in
to
one
you.
of these.
For early access, we will have 2 trials as options, with a 3rd trial coming later for the full release. While exploring the Vaal jungle, you'll discover the Temple of Chaos. Before the Vaal embraced the
I hope
science
this
of
game
corruption, their
runs as good
civilization
as it
worshipped
looks.
chaos.
It looks
This ancient trial was
incredible.
once used by the Vaal to test their high priests.
I want to play
The
it
high
fully
priest of the
maxed
Vaal
out.
showed willingness to risk everything to gain power. Entry to the trial
That guy
requires
looks
a token from
sick.
a strange entity known only as the Trial Master. For those in which he sees potential, he shall inscribe an ultimatum. Many have attempted these trials in search of greatness. Most have perished. Will you be able to defy the odds? Before you begin each chamber, the Trial Master will offer you a reward and a choice. Choose one of 3 tribulations to affect you through the rest of the trial. These modifiers might beef up the monsters, curse the player, or add environmental hazards like turrets or trap runes. In this case, we'll be picking shocking turrets.
I would have done the monsters can't be stunned or slowed. That
As you
seemed way
enter the
better.
room,
But
the Trial Master will fill it with hazards to test your commitment. In this case, you must destroy all the
Cool.
monsters that fill the room, while dealing with the lightning projectiles from the shocking turrets.
I guess the shocking turrets aren't that bad since they're not actually aiming at you. Dude, Mercenary looks cool. Like, I kind of want to do a build of Mercenary around those fucking, that ray gun. Like, that railgun shot. It's just like a giant lightning, like, fucking...
After each
That
room, you will
looks
need
so
to make a
cool.
choice. Take the rewards you have earned so far, or go double or nothing. Increase your rewards, but take on more risk. Each tribulation you add
That's
is minor
okay,
on its
Joe.
own, but they quickly stack on top of each other and can become overwhelming.
We know you
There are
have
many
your
types of
moments.
chambers in the trial. Each will test your resolve in different ways. This one simply requires you survive for a certain amount of time.
Oh my god.
Another requires you to escort the stone idol through the level as
Dude,
elevators
some
full
of these
monsters
monsters look
descend to
really
attack you.
cool.
Should you be able to get through the first 3 chambers, you will face your first
Burb?
boss. The order of the bosses is random, and combined with the tribulations you have selected, the fight will never feel the same. After defeating the boss, you may claim your rewards. Of course, there are the items, but you also gain the right to ascend. If you already did the Trial of the Sekhmers, then you can claim 2 more points to add to your Ascendancy class. Now, it's possible to go much deeper. There are more bosses, rewards, and risks to take, but we'll talk more about that when we get to endgame. So how about we talk about that now? So far, we've only been showing you footage from the campaign. But
I
some
live
people would
for
argue that
those
the
moments.
endgame is where the game truly begins. Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying,
What were the
"There isn't enough
levels?
you footage from the something that happens almost, but some people would argue that the endgame
So Act 1 to Act 6 is level 65. They said for early access, which it starts in like 2 weeks, December 6th, it goes up to Act 3. And then your end game is 65 to 100. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. I didn't know that they didn't do any like Paragon levels or anything like fucking Diablo.
game is where the game truly begins. Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches
true,
is
it
people
does.
saying, there isn't enough in-game content. Well, we want to make sure that in PoE 2, people don't feel that way. And we actually only changed our development priority for this recently. The first 3 acts of PoE 2 already
Okay.
take around 25 hours to complete if you're a new player.
All right.
This
That's
is
not that
already a
bad.
pretty significant campaign. On the other hand, people spend hundreds of hours in in-game each league. We realized that finishing the rest of the campaign for early access was actually a bad idea. Instead of having acts 4 to 6 in early access, we could concentrate on in-game and make that great. For new players, a 25-hour campaign is
Oh.
already a huge game with lots of content.
Yeah.
But for existing action RPG players, what you mostly care about is all the in-game challenges to overcome. So
True.
several months ago, we switched the entire development team's focus over to making in-game content. At the
That's
start
smart.
of early access, there will be 50 bosses and around 400 monster types. But the
That's very smart because like the problem with games like this is that the people that it's a problem and the strength, right? But the people that keep games like this alive are the turbo dweebs. They're not the people like me that go in and they play the campaign and they go, "Oh, that was really good. Nice 24, 25, 40-hour campaign. That was really good. That was really fun. Maybe I'll play through the campaign in another class," right? People like me don't keep these games alive. The people that keep these games alive are the turbo dweebs that spend thousands and thousands of hours in the game. And those people are going to ass blast the campaign. Maybe the first time they play the campaign, they'll like take their time. But then they're just going to fly through it at the speed of light, right? They're going to skip all the cutscenes, fucking break their space bar, skipping all of the dialogue and stuff. And then they're just trying to fly to endgame. So it makes a lot more sense that you don't release your game with, just a really, really good campaign of like 40 hours or whatever that people like me would love. But then your turbo dweebs are going to be upset because they're like, bro, like, what are we supposed to do? We've beaten the campaign 900 times, right? It makes a lot of sense for them to do that. Obviously, I wish it was the full campaign, but I realize that it's way better to design a game like this for people that aren't me, for people that are like the people that spend a bunch of money and a bunch of time on the game.
Great thing is that the rest of the game is like 80% there. We'll be adding content to roughly double the size of the game during early access and into release.
Damn.
Now, in order to make the endgame happen at the same character level as what it would be after we added the rest of the acts, we've added a second difficulty level called Cruel, where you repeat the campaign with all the monsters and bosses leveled up. And of course, new rewards. You can kind of think of it as like a new game plus.
Sure.
It's also a lot faster to get through the content the second time as your clear speed increases. That will take you to around level 65, where the endgame begins.
I'm on that.
Once we add the remaining 3 acts, we'll be removing Cruel difficulty, so you'll progress straight from the end of Act 6 to endgame. But what is the endgame? To explain that, I'll hand over to Mark. He can tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, one thing that Path of Exile is known for is having a lot of distinct endgame content to choose between. Each endgame mechanic needs to have its own progression system.
He's looking into my soul.
Areas,
He's making me
bosses,
uncomfortable.
rewards, and
Mark,
player
please
power that
stop
can only
looking
be
at
gained
me.
from that content. We are
Mark, you
going
don't
be
have to
adding a
stare
lot
into
more
my
over time,
soul.
But for Path of Exile 2, we decided to start with 7 distinct
Mark,
systems you can
please.
progress through.
You can look at the floor
This
a little.
is the Atlas, and it serves as the core of the endgame.
What
for
the
Path of
hell
Exile
is
2.
this?
It's infinite and expands in all directions.
Oh, it's
Now, we're
Joel?
not going to spoil the plot too much here, but corruption from the beast has blighted the land, and your
That makes so
objective
much
is to
more
help
sense.
fight it. In the center of the Atlas, you will find the Ziggurat, a temple in which the Val research the fundamentals of space and time. Here, we can open
His mic is a little rough. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. His mic just sounds a little different than the first guy's.
portals to nearby locations and begin cleansing corruption and finding resources. In order to power the portal device, we will need waystones. Each waystone has a tier which will determine the level of the monsters that you will face. To go to an area, simply click one that is adjacent to an area that you have already completed. Insert the waystone and click Traverse.
Okay.
Portals will open, allowing you and your party to travel to the area you have selected.
Looks cool.
All the areas in the endgame feel distinct from the locations in the
So what the
campaign, and we have dialed the randomization up to 11. The monster packs you will face in each map are totally random, and the combination of them
I
can
thought I was
lead to
having
some
an
very
aneurysm
interesting
or
combat
something there.
situations. There are over 400 monster
Holy
types in early
hell.
access, and they have a lot of varied and interesting abilities. Depending on which combinations you face, you might find some serious challenges. In order to cleanse the corruption from the area, you will need to defeat all the powerful rare and unique enemies in it. Once you have done that, the area will be marked as completed and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper into the world. If
Dude,
you
that
die,
class looks
then the map can no
crazy.
longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it. There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps.
Wait,
One
let me
such
look at the
encounter
map
are
then.
Precursor artifacts.
Wait, if you die, you can't go
If
that
you
way
die-
anymore. Map failed. Okay, so say we're what? So say I'm here, right? And I want to get here. I could either go this way, but if I do this, I fail. So then I have to go around in order to get here. But what if I fail over here too? Like, what happens if I fail both ways? It looks like there's only 2 paths. Am I cooked? Well, oh, maybe I can like go down to here or something and then try from there. Huh. That's interesting.
Then the map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it. There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps. One such encounter are precursor artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monuments that irradiate the monsters around them. The monsters that feed off the corruption are drawn to their power. If you defeat the monsters
I
and
can't
cleanse
escape
the artifact,
the
you will get a
radiation.
powerful temporary
It's in
buff.
every
Some of the
game.
buffs make you faster, others rain lightning or fire around you, and some even give you increased experience or help you find better items. You can also find strong boxes. These enigmatic
Cool looking
chests
chests.
guard piles of treasure, but are always a trap. Monsters
Oh.
lie in wait to attack you the moment you open it, and the boxes often have mechanisms to unleash powerful spells or dangerous debuffs.
Did he just
There are
pu-
different types of strong boxes containing different items, and you can eat dangerous debuffs. Open it.
Wait.
And the
he took one of his items or one of his currency things that's supposed to augment a rare item with a new random modifier, which you're supposed to put on your items, and he put it on the chest.
Boxes often have mechanisms to unleash.
And he gave it detonates nearby corpses. What? You can augment the fucking chest? That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen something like that on a game. That's really neat, actually.
Powerful spells or dangerous
You can add like buffs to the
There are different
chest.
types of strong boxes containing different items, and you can even use your currency items to craft them on the fly, so you can optimize the contents. But be careful of opening one you can't handle.
Yeah, that sounds like something our Kenzie would
Sometimes
do
you'll discover
too.
monsters frozen in essences, solidified crystalline corruption. These dangerous monsters can be broken free. If you defeat them, the essence they drop can be used to upgrade normal items to magic items with a guaranteed mod from a category. For example, we could use this one on some boots to ensure a movement speed mod.
Oh.
Rarely, essences will also drop that allow you to upgrade magics to rares, adding the guaranteed mod.
Cool. Okay, so there is some like things that are not Gamba.
This is incredibly powerful since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting projects.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Combining these with the currencies that are commonly found in Rayclast for modifying items, and we can get a very nice pair of boots indeed. Waystones, like all items, can also be crafted using your currency items. Adding prefix mods will improve the rewards, while suffix mods increase danger. The more dangerous a map is, the more waystones will drop.
Oh.
Adding mods to your waystones is key to progressing to higher tiers and sustaining them, but it will require you to take on larger challenges. There are a variety of factors you have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density, some lower, some have more magic and rare chests, or monsters, some are more linear, and others more open. Make sure you explore and think about what makes certain maps good if you want to maximize
Getting
your
fucking
returns.
Joel lore.
As you cleanse corruption from higher and higher tiers of the Atlas, you will gain points that you can spend in the Atlas tree. This tree allows you to juice the danger and rewards of all areas in the endgame. You could increase the number of monsters, the number of rares, the number of precursor artifacts or strongboxes, even the quantity of item drops.
The hell? You
As
shot
you
like a
explore the
phoenix.
in-game world map, you'll notice various different biomes, from snow-capped mountains to dense jungle valleys. Most maps are restricted to certain biomes. As you continue to explore deeper into the Atlas, there are all
This thing
sorts
is
of things to discover.
crazy looking.
These cities are constructed by different peoples of Rayclast and have specific items that can be found there. These strange structures marked on the map don't appear to do anything for now. Perhaps you'll work out how to use them later. You might find unique maps like Untainted Paradise, an undisturbed island full of beasts that give an extreme amount of experience. You may even find a lonely man just enjoying his retirement who will give you a unique item for free. In addition, you can find special areas that would make a good spot to set up camp. Clear these areas of their hostile inhabitants, and you'll be able to claim them as your own hideout.
Hell
You can decorate
yeah.
your hideout as you see fit, and invite various NPCs to join you there to create your own personal base of operations. A great tool for exploration
Colonization.
are towers. These
Finally.
mysterious precursor
My
constructs
culture
are
is
dotted
being
around the Atlas. Completing
represented.
the tower will reveal a large area around it, allowing you
Finally.
to scout out your next challenge. There are lots of things to find, so keep looking. Some sections of your Atlas are influenced by corruption. This adds extra modifiers to the maps in the region, increasing difficulty and rewards. Here, slaying monsters in close proximity to each other will cause the vestiges of corruption within them to merge together, forming powerful and grotesque
hell?
abominations. You may have noticed while looking at the Atlas that some of the areas have these icons above them. The icon indicates that the area contains some kind of special encounter. This icon indicates that the area has a powerful boss. Because only 1 in 4 maps contain a
The
map boss,
fungus
we are able to make it
behemoth.
very powerful and very rewarding. These bosses come from the campaign, but have had their difficulty increased with changes to AI and some of their abilities. It's worth noting that because
hell
you
yeah.
can see where the bosses are, you can choose to take them on or avoid them. If you do choose to hunt bosses though, then you will be rewarded with special points points for the boss hunting section of the Atlas skill tree. The points here will allow you to specialize in boss killing, giving you much greater rewards for defeating them.
I like fighting bosses
For each
in these
different type of
games.
content in the endgame, we are adding specialized trees in order
Hi,
to make
Vader.
it so you
Welcome.
don't feel
Good
the
morning.
need to respec your points when you change between different types of content. We will be showing you 7 of these by the end of this presentation, so there is still a lot more to come. Bosses are not the only icon you will
Jesus.
see on the Atlas. Let's take a look at one of the endgame systems, Breach. If you played
Breach.
PoE 1, you might be familiar with Breach.
The
For PoE 2, we
hand.
have created sequels to several PoE 1 leagues. While the mechanic is familiar, the
Ew,
monsters,
spiders.
bosses, rewards, and progression are all new. A breach is a tear in the fabric of reality. Opening it will allow you to see the demons and otherworldly monstrosities that lie in
Bro,
wait
these
on the plane
endgame
of
builds look
existence. By
insane.
engaging with a breach,
These
you
look
create a bridge
so
between their world
crazy.
and Ray class. In order
Oh
to keep
my
the breach
God.
open, you will need to kill the
They
demons
look
that
so
pour
much
forth.
cooler than
The faster you
Diablo
can kill
4
the monsters,
endgame
the more
builds.
monsters you will
Like,
fight, and the more loot you will find.
it's literally not
You can
even
also find
close.
clasped hands that will open and drop more items if you run over them. These can be a good
Like
boost
my,
for
you know the extent of my end game Diablo 4 build that I made this season? I hold right click. I literally just hold right click and I turn into a werewolf and I just dash to dudes and I do a 3-hit combo and that's it. That's the whole end game build. I have one ability. All my other abilities are just defensive abilities that heal me or they do make people do less damage or whatever. It's kind of lame, I'm not gonna lie. This looks so cool. You're using tons of abilities. It's like the whole screen. It looks insane. Would you recommend Stalker? I want it, but I'm on the fence. It depends on a lot of factors, dude. Do you play on controller? That's an instant. If you play on controller, I would say no. I don't recommend it. You gotta wait for some patches. If you're do you have a Beastly PC? If no, I'd probably wait. If you have a Beastly PC and you really like the Stalker games and you like are fine with a lot of bugs, there are a lot of bugs. I'd say yeah, I'd recommend it. I'm having a great time with it. I have it at probably like an 8 out of 10 for me, but there's a lot of caveats there. I would say if you're the average person, just try it on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, try it on Game Pass or wait. That's what I would say. I wouldn't really recommend anybody to buy it for full price right now. It's just very, very rough, but it's going to get better. And I'm going to be honest, like, unless you're a streamer or something, there's not really a need to play games right when they come out. You guys are almost always better off just waiting and playing a more higher quality version with more patches down the line. And it'll be cheaper as well.
rewards of
Yeah,
the breach,
Elon is
so
gonna
keep an eye
love
out.
this, bro.
One of the rewards that you may find while fighting monsters from Breach
It'd be
are
crazy if he gets like
tablets.
top 20 again.
Tablets are special items that can be used with precursor towers to add more encounters to the Atlas. Breaches will drop breach tablets. Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to consume the tablet to add more breaches to areas within range of the tower. This makes all the content in the Atlas self-sustaining. Want to do more breaches? Find the tablets, add them to your towers, get more breaches, getting more tablets.
Cool.
Soon your Atlas will be
Makes
covered
sense.
in otherworldly domains. In addition, like all items in PoE, you can craft them. Use your currency
Oh
to
my
add mods to your
God.
tablets,
The
allowing you to
hell?
upgrade all the breaches in range. Tablets can have up
Yes,
to 2
Alted.
mods.
That is
These
a bad
mods
thing,
do things
brother.
like adding extra rare monsters, extra clasped hands, or even monster density
Seek
of
help.
breaches, allowing you to keep them open longer. Often, you will find multiple towers near to each other with overlapping areas of effect. This can allow you to rarely juice the mechanic by stacking the mods from multiple tablets. In your fight to
Damn,
hold the
okay.
breach demons at bay, you may want to use the powers of their world against them.
What are the other
Each
mechanics
endgame
other than
mechanic always
breach?
has player power that can only be gained from that
Like, this
mechanic.
seems fine.
Breach is no different.
But
In
what are the other
Breach,
ones?
You will find catalysts, items that can increase the quality of rings and amulets by improving specific mobs. You can also find breach rings, a special base type that can have its quality improved by catalysts up to 50%. In this case,
Yasande tried to stream Stalker this morning, And I was excited. I went to her stream. She got to the first town, the town where I dropped to 38 FPS in Stalker 2. Bro, it was a PowerPoint presentation. It was bad. It was bad, dude. Like it was not playable. It had to be like single digit frame rate. It was so bad. She had to call her stream early. I was like, yeah, that's the experience I think most people are gonna have with Stalker 2. Is like it runs pretty good. You're like, oh, this isn't bad. Why is everybody complaining? And then you get to the first town and it's like, oh, yeah. You better hope you got a crazy rig, dude, because that's rough. It's actually very surprising to me that console people have not said anything about the performance. I haven't seen anybody on console say anything about the performance of the game. So I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy to me. But yeah, it was rough, dude. I was really excited to see her play because she's like a very big Stalker fan. And yeah, I was like, it was rough. That performance is no joke.
You could create a ring with around 170 life. Breach rings can become some of the strongest rings in the game, giving you some good motivation to face the demon hordes. In addition, each endgame mechanic needs to have a pinnacle endgame encounter. While killing breach monsters, you may find breach splinters. Collect enough of these and you'll be able to create a breach stone. Using a Vaal technology called the Realm Gate, you can use your breach stone to access their domain and bring the fight to them. In this twisted domain, you will find nothing but a single massive breach. Triggering it will reveal hordes of breach inhabitants.
Okay, this looks normal. This doesn't seem too crazy.
And should you be fast enough, you will be able to fight their leader, Zesht. We that are one.
The hand, dude. Am I done with soccer? No, not even close, dude. Not even close. I'll be playing it later today. Damn, dude, look at the fucking impact on these abilities. This boss looks sick.
This is just one of the pinnacle encounters of PoE 2. We won't be showing the rest of them, so you will have to discover them for yourself.
He's got stand
Rest assured,
hands.
This is some of the hardest content we have ever made. All these encounters have specific uniques that can only be found from them, but that's not all. We still have the progression system. Defeating Zesht will give you points to allocate into the breach section of the Atlas tree. Allocating
Jesus
these points will make
Christ.
breaches and the breach domain even harder, but will give you more rewards. The small nodes will increase the difficulty of the twisted domain, while the large nodes have more specific bonuses. For example, this node adds more clasped hands to your breaches, and adds a pack of magic monsters that can guard them. Get some more points and you can allocate Waking Nightmare, which will double the number of splinters you get from clasped hands, and inflict you with a mysterious debuff. In order to earn more points, you will need to defeat Zesht at a higher difficulty, and some rewards from Zesht can only be found by increasing the difficulty of the Twisted Domain above certain thresholds. Defeating Zesht at difficulty 4 will be a challenge indeed, but there are many more threats in Rayclast. Ritual altars are sacrificial sites built by the mysterious King in the Mists. If you encounter this symbol on the Atlas, then you know that the area contains ritual altars. Ritual altars demand tribute. Every monster you slaughter in the circle will feed the altar. After the sacrifice, touch it to begin the ritual. The monsters you just killed will be resurrected by the King of the Mist's dark magic, and you must
Dude, I
fight
can't
to
get
survive.
over just like how this looks
The
and
tribute you have
feels
offered
more
to the altar
Diablo
can be
than
spent to buy
Diablo.
powerful items, but they can be expensive. To gain more tribute, you will want to find more altars. Each successive ritual you do within an area will spawn the monsters revived by the previous ones, in addition to the ones you sacrifice next to it. By the end
Good
of
one,
an area,
Brandon.
you will be fighting a truly imposing number of foes, but will have a significant amount of tribute to spend. One of the rewards you can buy with tribute are omens. These are special items that allow for meta crafting. Crafting items that affect other crafting items. Have an
What the
item with
hell?
good prefixes but bad suffixes? This omen will help you to remove the mod you don't want while keeping
Thanks,
the ones
dude.
you do.
Thanks for
There
stopping
are
by.
a bunch
Have a
more
good
of these
one.
with different effects, but we will leave them for you to discover. Now, don't forget that
Dude, their
Ritual will also
crafting
drop
materials
tablets
have
which can
crafting
be used to
materials in this
specialize into
game. What
getting
the
more
hell?
rituals. If you want to get to the pinnacle boss of Ritual, then you will probably want to use them. They can also be crafted to grant mods, making your rituals more rewarding. The pinnacle encounter of Ritual is the King in the Mists. Feared by the Asmeri
I
people,
played
he is
Eternium?
said to have brought
Doesn't
eternal
sound
darkness
familiar.
to the Wildwood. We won't show the
Don't
encounter,
think so.
but just like Breach, there are a range of unique items you can get for defeating him, and you will gain points in the Ritual section of the Atlas tree. Some maps have been touched by insanity. A mysterious entity has taken a special interest in you. Step through the looking glass and you will find your nightmares coming to life. When you touch a mirror, the mists of delirium will spread out across the area, infecting your mind. You must stay within the mist to maintain the nightmare, which is as profitable as it is terrifying. Everything you kill will increase the rewards that drop. However, the deeper into the mist you travel, the stronger the monsters are. Be careful not to overstay your welcome. Rare and unique enemies will become vessels for terrifying demons, who will manifest out of them to unleash powerful attacks on you. The
It
mist
looks so
also offers a
sick.
strange crafting material, distilled emotions. By combining these emotions, you are able to instill your amulet with a notable from the passive skill tree. This is like gaining an extra passive point for free, attached to your gear. They are also particularly great because you don't have to traverse the tree to get them, allowing you to get off-class bonuses that would normally be much harder to get.
Trying to find Momo.
Distilled emotions can also be used to instill your
Oh,
in-game
there
maps,
he is. There
applying
he is.
delirious to them and adding additional difficulty.
Bro, I literally cannot find this dog sometimes until he opens his eyes. I have too many black things, man. He just blends in so well, even with all the lights on. I normally don't even have this many lights on. Did I even sleep? Yeah, I did. I slept like probably like 3-4 hours or something like that. I'm gonna try and get some more sleep after reacting to this though.
Difficulty and rewards, allowing you to further juice your in-game maps. The tablets you can find from Delirium can be used to further improve it, increase pack size, make the fog dissipate slower, or improve your progress towards the pinnacle encounter of Delirium. Speaking of which, every now and then you will find simulacrum splinters. The mysterious entity will create strange encounters based on warped versions of your own memories. Monsters and simulacrums come in waves that get progressively more difficult. You will receive loot at the end of each wave, and you will have to make the decision to leave now or continue on, facing up against even tougher foes from the mist. The bosses you will face as you get deeper into a simulacrum are truly terrifying.
Omniphobia. Fear
If you can complete a
manifest.
simulacrum, you will gain points for the Delirium section of the Atlas skill tree.
God damn, bro.
Next up, we have Expedition. Occasionally, while clearing corruption, you will encounter these Kalguran
It's
settlers.
Kenzie.
The Kalgurans have to clearing corruption.
Kenzie, I didn't know. I didn't know. Kenzie, what the hell? You knew I was gonna react to this, and you didn't tell me you were gonna star. Look, he's even got the ponytail you put up in that drive-through, dude. Oh my god, just like you.
You will encounter these Kalguran settlers.
Oh.
The Kalgurans have discovered ancient burial sites with lost Verisium artifacts, and they want you to help dig them up with explosives. The Kalgurans have marked the locations where the relics can be found. Place explosives as best
Does
you
have
can
a
to
can,
dig up
very
as many
cool.
as possible. There is just one problem. Corruption has brought the corpses of their ancestors to life, so you might have to do a little cleanup before you can reclaim the
Captain
artifacts.
Shortbeard. Honestly, I can't hate.
You can
Broken
also
Girl
find
beard, I
remnants, the destruction of which will further anger the restless dead. Each one you blow up will make the subsequent monsters more powerful, but also more rewarding. Danig, Rog, Tujin, and Gwenin will exchange the artifacts for useful items and runic magic. You can also find tablets to increase the number of expeditions and the
This one
rewards.
doesn't seem that interesting to
This
me.
one increases the radius
But
of
you know what I
explosives.
really like about this is like they have all of these different systems and you can pick whichever one you like And then by doing that, those ones that you like, you can augment your atlas so that more of those events will show up and that those events will be harder and more profitable. So you can like completely customize the content that you're doing. And it's not like Diablo 4 where it's like, oh, if I want this thing, I have to do this thing. Oh, I want this thing, I have to do this thing. Like, it's not like that. This is just like, hey, you like this thing, but you don't like this thing? Cool. Do this thing. And you could just keep getting all of the stuff that you want by doing this thing. And I think that that's awesome. Like, player agency is such a good thing to have in your game.
While this one increases
And it also
the
makes
number of
people have different
remnants you will find.
experiences, which is really cool.
Eventually, you might discover a logbook. These are
Psych.
special maps full of buried treasure and relics. Essentially, one giant dig site. Here, you can create an extremely long chain of explosives and go through a very high number of remnants. But be careful, many remnants have mods that can really brick your build, so you will probably want to avoid these ones. If you add too many remnants, you could easily make the encounter harder than you can handle. There are all sorts of interesting things buried under the ground in logbooks. You might find dripping caves and hidden pirate caches.
Cool.
But the most powerful encounter is Olroth, the ancient undead commander of the Knights of the Sun.
Oh, he's the
Defeating
guy
him
from the
will grant
video,
unique
right?
Rewards, as well as points to spend
maybe
in the
not.
expedition section of the Atlas tree. So those are the in-game systems on the Atlas, but we are not done yet. The trials we talked about earlier have much more content when you get to endgame 2. Just like the other endgame systems, they also have progression mechanics, unique rewards,
Morning, Jason.
and player power that can only be gained from them. As you get higher level coins for the Trial of the Sycamores, you will unlock more floors to explore. Each floor has its own challenging rooms and a floor boss that you will need to kill. There are 4 floors in total, leading to another pinnacle boss at the end of the last floor, which can only be accessed at endgame. The Trial of the Sycamores is where you'll find jewels, which you can socket into your tree. These are like passives that you can craft with your currency items. They can be really powerful as they allow you to stack modifiers that may not be easily accessible on the tree normally. This jewel gives lightning damage and shock chance, for example. There are quite a few jewel sockets on the tree, so it's possible to gain a lot of power here.
That's
There
cool.
are also other types of jewels that don't provide any bonuses themselves, but affect other passives surrounding them. This jewel increases the effect of small nodes and radius by 25%. With careful placement in the tree, you could get a significant amount of power from it. There are also unique
Okay,
jewels
so
available
that's
with very
kind of
interesting
like
effects,
glyphs
but
in
you will have to
Paragon
find those for
boards
yourself.
in Diablo. Okay.
In order to push further into the trial and uncover the secrets of the Maraketh, you will want to take advantage of its progression system, relics. Relics are items that can be placed in the relic altar as you start the trial. They give special bonuses that affect the trial, making it easier and increasing its rewards. Of course, you can craft these with your currency items, making them even stronger. If you can complete the entire trial overcoming all 4 floors, the final boss will reward you with one of many unique relics. These relics will be consumed when used on your next run, but can reward you with unique and powerful items. For example, this is the Last Flame. If you use it, you will have only 1 honor for the entire trial, so you will need to do a completely hitless run. The Trial of
Yep,
Chaos
that would be
also
me.
extends into the endgame.
Oh, yeah.
As you gain inscribed ultimatums of higher and higher levels,
Live
the number of
CZ
chambers that you can go through
gameplay.
increases. In true Val style, this allows you to take even more risks for even more rewards. At endgame, you can progress
Dude,
through
those
up to
laser
10
beams are
chambers
sick
with 3
looking.
bosses on a single run.
I want a
Stacking 10
build that
tribulations
does
on
like
top of each
that.
other
I
will
think that's
make this a
chaos
significant
damage.
challenge,
I want
but
a
it's
build
worth
that
it.
does that.
The
That looks
Trial
so
Master will
cool.
tempt you with items of the Val Empire, such as Val Orbs. Val Orbs are powerful crafting items that corrupt your gear with random, mysterious outcomes. Corruption prevents an item from being modified further, so
Womp womp.
it has to be the last step of your craft. But it's also the most impactful one. For example, if you use one on your body armor, it might add a new powerful enchantment, or it might re-roll up to half of its modifiers. Val Orbs also have the ability to add a socket, allowing you to bypass the normal restriction of how many sockets an item can have. A body armor can get up to
Oh.
3 sockets this way, allowing for a significant number of mods.
Oh
Varlords
man,
can
there's gonna be a
even
big
modify
gear
uniques.
chase then.
Adding enchantments or sockets to uniques can make them incredibly powerful, but there is a good chance that you will break them as well. The Trial Master will also occasionally offer you soul cores. Originally formed by Chaos, the Vaal sought to replicate soul cores through human sacrifice rituals and blood magic to power their civilization. Soul cores are powerful socketable items, with mods that cannot be obtained from regular runes. Like all in-game content, there is of course a pinnacle boss. The final chamber will
hell
drop
is that
keys
thing?
to this mysterious door. Some say this is where the Trial Master himself resides. Perhaps you are willing to take the risk to find out. Had enough yet? Because there is still just one more thing. The most difficult
shit.
content in Path of Exile 2.
The raid
While mapping,
boss.
you might come across this fortress that has emerged from underground, surrounded by an enormous maze riddled with danger. Is the maze preventing something from getting in, or something getting out? This fortress is of ancient origin, and its construction has similarities to the towers and tablets that you have been using on your journey through the endgame. It is clear from the entrance that there are 3 keys required to enter. Local factions are vying for access to the fortress in order to seize the power they believe will be inside. Each of the faction's leaders have managed to get their hands on one of the keys, so you
They look like little crackheads, man.
Each faction is led by an
Just
uber
running
hacker
around in
boss.
there.
You can see one of them inhabiting the city, but in order to fight him, you will first need to defeat their 2 lieutenants.
Poor
in
little
the adjacent
NPCs don't know what to do without the
Be
player.
careful. If you fail against either of the lieutenants,
that looks
or to
cool.
kill the leader, they will move on, and you will need to find them again.
Are you seeing a theme
Kill
in
all
things
the
I
other
think look
bosses and you will
cool?
gain access to the
Red.
fortress. We aren't going to spoil it, as we can't wait to see you guys
Red
attempt it for
lightning,
the first time.
red
But is
energy.
there a tree you get points in after killing it? Of course there is. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
So these are your challenges for PoE 2. As you can see, this project is crazy huge. Way bigger than even we expected when we
Yeah,
started
for
out.
early access,
But how do you
that's a
gain
lot.
access? Well, during early access, you'll need a key to get in. To thank our existing PoE supporters who have spent more than $480, we'll be giving you guys a key for the PC version for free. Anyone else who wants one can get one by purchasing.
For people to spend $480 in the game, you get access. Holy hell, dude. God, is there that many people who spent that much money? Holy shit.
one of the new
What the fucking, is that She-Hulk?
early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store. If you just want early access to PoE 2, then you can get a key in the $30 early access pack.
Okay,
The
30.
pack also comes with $30 of points to spend in the MTX store. But we also have a variety of other
Damn. So that's actually really consumer friendly of them then. Honestly, I'd pay $30 to have to try the early access. That's not bad to me. But you also get $30 of in-game currency, which there's no reason for them to do that. That is just something that they're doing that's super nice. That's really cool.
supporter packs filled with exclusive microtransactions,
That's my
points to
mom.
spend in the store, and even physical items. The cosmetics can be used right now in PoE 1 and in Path of Exile 2 when early access starts. Most of this footage has been recorded in Path of Exile 1, since that's where you can use them immediately. The Lord of Ogham supporter pack contains a cosmetic armor set befitting of the Count of Ogham himself. There is also
Looks
a
neat.
matching back attachment, which has an alternate variant depicting the influence of corruption. Also in
Tentacles.
this pack, you can find a portal formed of the rusted armor of the fallen soldiers in the Red Veil of Ogham, and the offspring of a vicious crowbell boss found in the Hunting Grounds.
Momo!
This one doesn't look so vicious though.
Oh my god, look at his little belly button. Oh, Momo's looking over. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's just a little baby. Oh my god, I love him. I love him. I want him. Oh, I want him. Look how cute he is. He's so ugly. Oh my god, I love ugly things. That's why I love you, Momo. That's why I love you, baby. That's right. I love ugly things. Oh, they're so cute. Look at him spinning. Oh, now he's dizzy.
On top of that, you'll receive the Iron Count's Y-hander to apply to your
Big sword.
one-handed or two-handed swords.
Oh,
For
there
those
is
who are wanting
two-handed
to decorate your
swords.
hideouts with fond memories and tales of Path of Exile's history, you will also get a series of hideout statues.
Yeah, we gotta go two-handed
This pack
sword
contains
build.
the statue of Hillock. For Path of Exile 1's closed beta, each pack
Penguin?
contained a true New Zealand icon, the Kiwi.
Oh,
Following this tradition,
a
all packs
kiwi.
in the series will also contain a new themed kiwi
I've
pet.
never seen one of
The
those
pet
things.
will loyally follow you into battle, but run away at the first sign of trouble. Become the ruler
hell
of the
is a
deserts with the King
kiwi?
of the Farad'n supporter pack. Show your mastery of traversing the sands of the Vasteri Plains. The body armor will
Big
allow you
ass
to glide
sword,
along the
yeah.
ground with ancient sand magic. Now each armor set comes with body armor, boots, gloves, and
Oh, that's
helmet.
cool. It changes your
The boots are
walking
covered in
animation.
sand.
That's neat.
If you'd prefer to show them off, you can turn the gliding off if you want.
Graphics look tough. Is that good
The
or
accompanying
bad?
back attachment equips you with 2 powerful pillars that can
What,
control
is
and
tough
manipulate
good or
lightning.
bad?
They will periodically release their energy in a
They said that when they're showing the cosmetics, this is actually Path of Exile 1. All of the rest has been Path of Exile 2, but they said that the cosmetics are all Path of Exile 1 that they're showing. Tough is good. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the actual Path of Exile 2 looks incredibly good. Like the particle effects and stuff are next level. I hope it runs good because I definitely want to play it maxed out.
powerful
Big
blast while in
sword,
town,
big
and
sheets.
hover in a circle around you, arcing lightning between them, forming a barrier of energy. Replace the appearance of any bow with the Farad'n's glory skin. Or replace the appearance of a spear with the Tyranny's end spear skin. This spear skin can be
By the
applied
way,
to staves
guys,
and war
by the
staves.
way, so everything we've seen, get ready for the craziest part. So all the stuff we've seen, all the classes, all the end game, right? This is a free game. It's all free. The whole game is free. Is that not the craziest shit ever? This is free on PC and console. Insane. Like the early access you have to pay access for, but once the game is actually out, it's free. It's insane. It makes no sense. Will it have a lot of in-game purchases? I mean, that's what they're showing right now. They're showing in-game purchases, but it's all cosmetic. Yeah, all of it is cosmetic though. This is what they're showing right now. These are all like the paid skins, like supporter packs and stuff. But yeah, pretty crazy, dude. Pretty crazy that like all of this shit and it's free is wild to me. Like absolutely insane.
In Path of Exile 1. If you want to truly show your worth as a king of the Farad'n, then you definitely need your trusty
the
moving
hell?
entire city fortress known as the Dreadnought to travel across the Vasteri Plains.
What?
In Path
is
of Exile,
this?
you can decorate your hideout however you like, and it's no exception.
Oh, this is
here.
a hideout.
It comes with a variety of thematic elements to use, or use decorations from elsewhere in the game.
What the hell?
Additionally, you will get the Deshret's
Mad
Blessing
Max
level
looking
up
ass.
effect. The King of the Farad'n Kiwi Pet. And last but not least, a statue depicting the Vile Oversoul from Path of Exile 1.
I don't
For
know what
those
the
who
hell
don't
that
know
thing
how
is, but it looks
supporter
cool.
packs work, each pack comes with all of the cosmetics from the previous tier, so you'll get all the items from the Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well. The Thaumaturge of the Vile supporter pack features an armor set and back attachment.
Okay, so they're like progressively more expensive supporter packs. That's all they are. They're supporter packs. But you get all of the previous shit as well on the lower tiers.
Themed around the Vile and the
Interesting.
pursuit of science and progress.
That's probably why people have spent
You can find the
$480
Soul
on the
Core weapon
game.
effect in this pack, which causes thaumaturgic energy harnessed from sacrifice to spill from your weapon.
Oh no, red
This pack
energy.
also contains
got me.
Doyani's Idol. It replaces the default appearance of any foci to an ancient relic once used by Doyani, and this can be applied to shields in Path of Exile 1.
It's a lot of funny
That's not
words,
the only
man.
Vile weapon you'll find. It also contains the Wand of the Thaumaturge skin, and the Royal Sacrifice Dagger skin.
They're cool looking though.
You wouldn't think to put sacrificial gems on a Kiwi, but the Vile did. Thaumaturge of the Vile supporters will receive the Thaumaturge of the Vile Kiwi Pet. And the Statue of Dominus. This is also the first
Bald.
pack in the series with a physical item. When purchasing this pack, you'll receive a Path of Exile 2 logo t-shirt.
What the
Or
hell?
If you don't want one, you can opt out and return for additional points to spend in the store. Become
Bro, you see what I mean? There's no need for them to be this nice. Why are they so nice? Like, Why are they so nice? They're like, oh, by the way, this packet comes with a shirt. But yeah, you know, if you don't want a shirt, just let us know and we'll just give you more in-game currency. Why are they this nice? Like, no other dev is this nice. Let alone like sending you a fucking shirt for a microtransaction. Like, that's already like, what? That's crazy. What the hell? I'll see what She-Hulk's doing.
Becoming a Warlord of the Karui supporter will grant you an armor set and back attachment adorned in jade carving.
I think this looks
and
like shit,
iridescent
I'll be
feathers
honest, but-
resembling power. Enough to even impress the ancestral gods, specifically Tukohama, the Karui god of
The
war.
Kiwi's cute though. I love the Kiwi.
Overkill, you say? I think the Karui people would disagree. Why not drop a gigantic totem on rare enemies you slay to crush them to a pulp? Replace your crafting bench in your hideout with the ancestral canoe crafting bench.
You get a kill animation for elites. When you kill an elite, it just drops a block on them like they're in fucking Mario. And it's the big like blocks, the spiky blocks just drops on them. What the hell? That's a great idea for a cosmetic. Like the cosmetic, like the idea of like cosmetics in an ARPG, I feel like people like Diablo devs, like it's so limited. It's just armor you wear. But this game is like, hey, what if it's your level up animation? What if it's your walking animation? What if it's a little goober Kiwi that fucking follows you around? What if it's a little Momo? What if it's, you know, when you kill an elite, cool stuff happens? It's like that is very smart. Very, very smart monetization. And none of it changes the game, right? It's all just like extra neat stuff that's cosmetic.
Agree. Why not
Very
drop a
smart.
gigantic totem on rare enemies you slay to crush
That's
them
so
to a pulp?
silly though.
Replace your crafting bench in your hideout with the ancestral canoe crafting bench, where ancestral chief
Smart,
Martha
good at
will
this
summon
game
a
for
giant
your
canoe
age.
manned by Karui warriors.
Dude, these devs
to
are
aid
winning
in
me
your
over,
crafting
man. I'm not
designs.
gonna lie. It's crazy what
You'll also
being
get
a
pair
pro
of weapon
consumer
skins.
does, right?
Equip Akoya's felling axe skin to your one-hand or two-handed axes, or Tukohama's
She got them
crusher to
dogs
your
out.
one-handed or two-handed maces.
Look at them dirty toes. Oscar's been fiending for
A
them.
true Karui warlord is always accompanied by their trusty Kiwi. Equipped with armor and
Not
harnessing
not
ancestral
Oscar
magic, they make the perfect
Alvarado.
sidekick.
Alvarado. Not you, Oscar.
Once
Other
one of the
Oscar.
most feared beings in Rayclast, Malachi was slain by a
Oh,
powerful
no.
exile.
Two
May the
Oscars.
statue commemorate the virtue of Exile's past, present, and of the future.
The foot fetish
Of course, it's
Oscar.
not all about dressing up
Might
in
be
game.
both of you. I'm
You'll
not
want to
judging.
look good in real life too. By becoming a Warlord of the Karui supporter, you'll
You get a
also
hoodie.
Path of Exile 2 hoodie. Our final tier of supporter pack in this series is the Liberator of Rayclass supporter pack.
Is that
The
Jesus
Liberator
on
of
your
Rayclass armor
shoulder?
set and back attachment come made with the finest
What the
materials in
fuck?
Rayclast, and shattered glass mosaics suspended in divine power.
This is
Set up your base of
so
operations in the
extra.
Beacon of Salvation hideout. Why restrict yourself to just one island when you can liberate more? The Beacon of Salvation hideout comes equipped with your own collection of small islands and personal operators of boats that you can use to row between them. Just walk to the
What?
piers, click a boat to enter, and navigate as you choose.
What
Decorate
the
each island as you see fit to
fuck?
best represent your well-earned hideout. Everyone in your hideout can use their own boat. Why not have some races? You can also
Bro,
get the
this is
window
the
to Twilight
biggest
portal.
flex. You're like, hey, bro, come on to my hideout. And they're like, I'm here. Where are you? And you're just like, hey, get in a boat and row to me, bitch. I bought the, I don't know, $300 edition of the game. I bought the whole hideout. I'm using the whole hideout, bitch. Get over here. He's just got to paddle on over you. Like 5 minutes paddling. What the hell? It's so extra. I thought the giant Mad Max moving vehicles was an extra, like, very extra hideout. This dude just gets an entire, like, multiple islands.
A beautiful mosaic piece of art.
You know
that
someone's
shatters
gonna
and
have the
reveals a
Epstein
gateway to your
Island.
desired
You already
destination as
know.
you approach it.
Bunch
As
of,
you
like,
walk away, the
kid
glass magically
NPCs or
reforms back to
something.
its original form.
That's a cool portal.
Rule and style with the Throne of the Ruler map device. Sure, this map device can create portals to in-game maps, but it also comes with a throne you can sit on to oversee your growing kingdom. Look down on the plebeians running your maps.
Look
Being
down
a
on the
liberator, though, is not
plebeians
just
that
about
only
sitting in
bought the
your throne all day.
$30 early
If you do decide to
access.
join the fight yourself, you can leave a high priest in charge as your
Those
second in command.
pussies.
Liberator of Ray class supporters will also get a set of varied weapon skins. The
This
Light
is
of
so
Divinity Scepter
over the
skin,
top. I would never
the
wear
Deliverance
this.
crossbow skin,
This is
the
literally
Justice
like
flail skin,
this is literally like the medieval days. Like if you wanted to just flex on those poor like farming peasants, bro. This is the type of shit they would wear. Just like the most over the top, all the jewelry in the kingdom adorned on themselves. It's so silly. Like it looks like a skin for someone that spent hundreds of dollars on the game. Like it's so funny. It's so self-aware.
and the Redemption shield skin.
Christ
Once
is
again, you'll
Lord.
have a
Oh
copy in
man,
Kiwi,
brother.
and of course a statue
Oh
depicting one of
my
the most
God,
iconic
the
events
Kiwi.
in Rayclast's history. The battle between a powerful Exile and Kitava, the Insatiable.
You have
With
like
the
a
help of two
heavenly
deities, Sin and
Kiwi,
Innocence,
bro.
The Exile was able to defeat him once and for all. This supporter pack also contains the Path of Exile 2 art book. This 215-page full-color art book includes a huge amount of amazing concept art and lore produced during the long and exciting journey of Path of Exile 2's development.
What the
And finally,
hell?
Path of Exile has a tradition of letting the community
Sorry, John. I was
participate
kicking
in
you out
designing
anyway. I
game
need me an
features.
island.
For Path of Exile 2, we'll be adding the Twilight Order foil
I'm
reliquary.
selling Momo for this. I'm gonna sell
becoming a
Momo for
liberator of
virtual
Rayclass
Momo.
supporter, once Path of Exile 2 is released, you will be able to select any unique item you have found and be able to drop it from the reliquary. Once players have submitted their items, keys to the reliquary will start dropping, and other players will be able to find foil versions of uniques that you have submitted, along with a message for the lucky player.
Foil
The more players
versions.
submit the same unique, the more chances there will be for the reliquary to drop them, so choose wisely. Now, almost all of these items are available to use in PoE 1 right now. There are a few exceptions
Yeah,
where the
so this is
item class
PoE.
clearly doesn't
Dude,
exist,
look at the
such as crossbow.
difference, man. Look at the difference in the graphics. Like, look at this. This is PoE 1. All right, look at
PoE
this.
1 right now. There are a few exceptions where the item class clearly
And then look at what's it? Wait, where's some lightning? This looks like some lightning. And look at this.
bouncing around between enemies or spraying out of tornadoes.
Bro, it was like
Manage
next.
every situation.
It's
Like, in-game, you'll be
insane.
creating hundreds of arrows, be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or spraying out of tornadoes.
Holy hell,
You might have
dude.
noticed in the bottom left of the screen that the flask slots look a little different.
It is the lighting and everything. It looks so much better. It looks incredibly good.
By becoming a liberator of the reliquary crossbows or flails. And there are also a few microtransactions on weapon types that are unavailable in PoE 2 at the start of early access. Once classes that use those weapon types are added, those microtransactions will be available to use. If you
The
can't decide
PoE
which
1
supporter
looks
pack
just
to choose yet,
fucking
you can always start
so
with the early
jank
access
in
support pack
comparison.
that just includes a key and some points to spend in the store.
Another
Then you can
Gojo, the
upgrade to
third
any of the following
Gojo.
tiers at a later date. These supporter packs will be available for purchase throughout early access. We'd really like to thank you for your ongoing support.
See ya, Gojo, you fucking weeaboo nerd.
Without you guys, Path of Exile 2 could not have happened. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Stick around, because coming up next, we have a live Q&A with Ziggy D.
Wow, man. Let's see what the comments think. Let's see what the comments say. 400k views in 16 hours. Number 18 on trending. This should be way more views, dude. I'm going to keep it real. This should be way more views. This is incredibly impressive. I haven't felt such Christmas for years now. Grinding Gear Games ran out of competent opponents, so they decided to dethrone their past self. The videos the embodiment of, but wait, there's more. I'm a 48-year-old who never felt this excitement in gaming since WoW. Thank you, Grinding Gear Games, for turning the clock back. I'm a kid again. This is the type of guy that does spend hundreds of dollars on the game. This is 100% like the 48-year-old man. He goes, yeah, I have all the expendable income in the world. I'm going to buy the $500 edition or whatever. This preview gives me heavy old school Blizzard vibes. Glad we still have that passionate devs like Grinding Gear Games to take their place. Super sick reveal. Yeah, no, it seems like everybody loves it. This video about Endgame is longer than Diablo 4's Endgame. Oh god. That's crazy. Yeah, no. This is incredibly good, dude. Yeah, it seems like everybody's very positive about it. This looks incredible. This is a free game. It's free.